Okay. Here's last night's dream. So weird. It began with me sleeping in a bed, but I was aware it was not my own. I can hear strange music playing in the distance, and it wakes me up. The room is so dark I can barely see anything, but I can see enough to know that I'm in a basement. And I can feel myself breathing, but it's a struggle. And I wonder why it's so hard for me to get a breath. I hear Ken talking in the distance, and it sounds like he is in a nearby room. I call out to him, hoping he will find the strange music and turn it down so I can sleep. And I hear him turn on a TV. The volume is loud. At this point, I feel annoyed at all the noise and try to call out to him again. And I become aware that there is no sound coming from me as I try over and over to scream out his name. With each scream, it gets harder and harder to breathe. It feels as if something is compressing down on my chest. And I realize this is why I am struggling to get air. And then I see a large, dark, cloud-like mass above me, and I'm aware it is the cause of the compression, and I somehow know the mass is evil and it's trying to smother me. And again, I try to scream out to Ken, trying harder and harder to make sound come out with the screams. It's futile, and I know I am somehow mute. I'm terrified. Then I can hear Ken talking again, and it sounds like he is coming closer and closer to me. And the room begins to slowly lighten just enough for me to see it is filled from top to bottom with board games. At this point, I feel I am nearly out of energy to scream, and I start to think I must be beginning to die because my lungs are not moving any air. And the dark mass is compressing harder now. At first I think, okay, this is it. I should be dead soon. I can hear Ken coming closer and closer to me, and I begin to have hope he will reach me before I die. If only he could hear me. The mass is now growling and more menacing. As Ken gets closer, the room slowly gets lighter. Suddenly the room brightens, as if someone turned on a light switch. Ken is nearing me, and I can see him trying to make his way through all of the games. He's knocking them over, moving in my direction. He reaches the end of the bed, and instantly, the evil cloud turns into a gigantic bottle of ranch dressing. It's nearly 20 feet high. Then it vanishes. I gasp. My lungs fill with air. I can feel the blood rushing through my veins, and I am overcome with joy. Ken then proceeds to tell me I'm silly for playing with a giant bottle of dressing instead of all the games. Then boom, I wake up.